For generations, humans were spoken of only in myth. In the great halls of the Galactic Concord, ancient scholars spoke of a long-lost species that had once reached beyond their homeworld, only to vanish without a trace. Some called them explorers, others called them destroyers, but all agreed on one thing: they were gone. The archives held only fragmented mentions, faint records of a blue planet in a quiet spiral arm, called Earth. Its coordinates had long been corrupted or sealed. The few physical artifacts that remained, an alloy chip here, a data shard there, were stored deep within the Concord's most secure vaults, gathering dust and legend. Humans, scoffed Admiral Brell of the Devar Coalition during a meeting of the Sector Defense League. Fairy tales for hatchlings, they never existed. Others nodded, or stayed silent, but not all. Commander Rian, a relatively new voice at the table, shifted uncomfortably. "I've seen something," he said, "on the edge of the Mern Belt. A signal. Brief, old code. Pre-conquered format." Brell laughed. "Then you've seen a ghost." The matter was dismissed, until the Rotal invasion. The Rotal were not subtle. They didn't negotiate, they didn't pause. Their fleets devoured systems, burning through resistance like dry grass under plasma. Planet after planet fell. The conquered forces fought, but for every warship they sent, the Rotal deployed 10. For every victory, they suffered 3 losses, and then came the fall of Venthar Prime. Venthar wasn't just a core world, it was a symbol. A bastion of conquered strength, defended by 3 shield rings and 7 orbital cannons. It was supposed to be impenetrable. It lasted 2 hours. When the footage reached the Senate, panic followed. "If we fall back, we lose the inner sectors," warned the Arlen representative. "There is nowhere left to fall," cried another. Desperate, the Conquered sent a wide-range distress call on all frequencies, including ones unused for millennia. It was a hopeless gesture, more ritual than strategy. But somewhere in the dark, something listened. 3 days later, the Rotal fleet entered the Run corridor, and 3 hours after that the sky changed. The first reports were confused. "A storm approaching? No, too fast. Wait, something's exiting fold space." But nothing matched known ship signatures, no Concord beacon, no coalition colors. Instead, a wall of metal emerged, hundreds of vessels, some shaped like sleek blades, others like armored titans. They bore no flags, no signals, but they moved with purpose in perfect formation, accelerating with tech unseen in the galaxy for centuries. The Rotal opened fire immediately. The unknown fleet didn't flinch. The lead vessel, 20 kilometers long, dark as the void, absorbed the impact without visible damage. Then it responded. A single shot, not with lasers or missiles, but with a lance of concentrated mass moving so fast it distorted local gravity. A Rotal cruiser vanished. Then another. Then 20 more. Within minutes, the tide shifted. The Rotal formation, once unstoppable, fractured as ship after ship fell to pinpoint strikes, guided by algorithms more precise than anything the Conquered had ever developed. The unknown fleet didn't communicate. They didn't answer hails. They just advanced. As the last Rotal dreadnought tried to retreat, 100 smaller craft, each the size of a shuttle but 10 times as agile, chased it down and carved it apart in coordinated spirals. The battle ended in under an hour. When it was over, the unknown ships held their position, silent, watching. The Yasam, Concord's nearest command ship, the Heliax, approached with caution. Its captain, a seasoned veteran named Oren, initiated an old, near-forgotten protocol, a standard greeting used before Conquered unification. He expected silence. Instead, the main screen came to life. A face appeared. Human.male. Dark eyes, pale. Skin, gray uniform with no insignia, he spoke calmly. "We received your distress call." Captain Oren's throat tightened. "You're human?" The figure nodded. "That is correct. I thought your kind disappeared. Thousands of years ago." "Not disappeared," the human said. We withdrew. Why? The man's gaze darkened slightly. Because we saw what was coming and we knew we weren't ready. Orin stared. And now? The human answered. Now we are. The screen cut out. Moments later, the human fleet turned, re-entered fold space, and vanished. The Rotal invasion was over. In the following days, stories flooded the galactic networks. Worlds once under siege were suddenly free. Rotal ships had been destroyed or forced into retreat. No one could explain how, only that unknown forces had intervened. Forces with precision, speed, and silence. It didn't take long before a name spread across every channel. Humanity. They had returned, not as myth, not as memory, but as a force of nature. The Galactic Concord scrambled to respond. A new motion. Passed. Initiate outreach. Attempt diplomacy. Offer alliance. But the humans never answered. They appeared only when needed, in places of imminent defeat. They struck hard, fast, and without warning. Then they vanished again. Some said they operated from hidden stations beyond charted space. Others claimed they lived in fold space itself, moving between systems like shadows. The truth remained unknown. But one thing was certain. The galaxy would never again consider humans as folklore. Not after the fleets. Not after the silence that followed. Not after stars had been rewritten by their roar, and in quiet corners of the galaxy, elders told their young. There was a time we thought they were just stories, and then they came back.